This is my super long lasting soft glam, perfect for the summer or really anytime you want your makeup to last a super long time. So I'm first starting with the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer, and then I spray my face down with the Revolution Sport Fix Setting Spray and hydrate my lips with the e.l.f. Lip Oil. For some added glow, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Halo Filter. This has a tiny bit of coverage, but it's mostly for the glow. For my actual foundation, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Foundation. I use 2 pumps of this all over the face. It is so good, so full coverage, not drying, doesn't cling, but it's also not super wet and gross. I do go on to set everything so that it lasts longer, and this just is so nice. Sometimes when you get a hydrating foundation that's a little bit too watery, too moist, I don't know, too oily, too something, when you try to put powders on top, it just kind of clumps up and clings to everything in a really weird way. And this does not do that, and it lasts forever. The key is to work in light layers when you want it to be wearable but still give you glam. That is why I always use a color corrector. I'm using a tiny, tiny bit of the e.l.f. Peach color corrector on the eyes, and then I have to use less concealer. And if you just use thin layers of everything, you're going to get the coverage you want without it looking cakey. So this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. And it might look like I'm putting on a lot, but that's just because I'm spreading it out with the doe foot applicator. I did not ever dip back into the product. I literally just took it out. Whatever was on the wand is what I used. So it's really not very much. I also let it sit for a little second while I put on some cream bronzer, and then I blend it out. Just giving it a little bit of extra time to dry down helps to keep the coverage there. And I'm using the Wet n Wild bronzing sticks. I'm using 2 different shades. If you can tell, I'm using a lighter, more bronzy one, and then I'm just like all over the face, and then I'm just using a darker, more cool toned contour one on just a little bit under those cheekbones to give me a little bit more of a chisel there. I blend that all out, and then I'm going to use the e.l.f. Camo Blush in the shade Rosé. This is so beautiful, and the camo blushes are so, so good. They last forever, and they have such a great range of colors as well. They're so beautiful. And then once that blush is on and all blended out, I'm going to add the teensiest bit of a brighter concealer. This is the lightest shade of the Incognito concealer from Wet n Wild, and as you can see, it just brightens up that little inner corner just in that small triangle. I've been obsessed with this recently. I just feel like it adds that little extra oomph to your makeup, especially when you're going for a slightly more natural, soft glam look. It keeps it glam for sure. I like to lightly bake my under eye with the Wet n Wild translucent loose powder, and then I set the rest of my face with the Essence 16-hour foundation, the powder foundation. And again, this is a lot of steps, but lots of thin layers, especially like me. You have dry skin. You do not want to go in with a ton of powder. You're going in with just enough to set the cream products and make it last longer and just punch up the color a tiny bit. I'm now using the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer, and oh my gosh, I am in love. I was in love with these from the moment they came out the first time, and then they got discontinued and they just got brought back, which is in perfect time for summer because this is when you need primer infused powder products. It makes the longevity so much more. And then because I'm doing some soft glam, I'm just going to use that bronzer on my lids as well and on the lower lash line just to add a little bit of color and depth and dimension. Nothing too crazy. I'm keeping it really, really light on the eyes, but if I put absolutely nothing, it can make your eyes look a little bit small and tired. You want a little bit of dimension around the eyes. I am also using a Becca highlighter. This is in a kind of pink light shade that I absolutely love. All of my single highlighters are discontinued though, so I'm really sorry about that, but I thought it would be worse to pull out like a whole palette and just use a highlighter from it. Anyway, so I'm using that, and then I'm going in with Wet n Wild Mellow Wine Blush. This is an oldie but a goodie, and I always reach for this when summer hits again. And then this is a newer blush from Wet n Wild that I have seen nobody talk about. It's called Naked Brown. Again, a color that I bring out for more in the summer or when I just want to punch up like the bronziness of a look. And as you can see, I basically use it almost like a finishing powder. I just get a light amount and I start on the cheeks, but I blend it all over the forehead. I blend it into the eyeshadow. I run some on the nose, on the chin. It is just such a great, beautiful in-between bronzer and blush shade, and it just adds that perfect amount of soft, blown out dimension that is perfect for spring and summer and this soft glam look. You don't want anything too chiseled, obviously, when you're trying to do soft glam. It is just the perfect finishing touch. And then I'm just going to finish up the eyes with mascara, going to do my brows, and then do a nice little nude lip. But before that, of course, I'm going to be setting my face. I'm using the e.l.f. Micro Mist Setting Spray. This stuff is so freaking good. Oh my gosh, the mister, the product, it is just so good. I always have a backup ready to go because I cannot live without it anymore. And then I am doing my most requested lip combo. This is the Maison lip liner from NYX, the cream shade lipstick from the e.l.f. Seriously Satin lipsticks, and then I kind of switch up the gloss just on how brown, pink, nude I want it. Today I wanted it a little bit more on the brown side, so I'm using the Milani lip gloss. I'll put the shade name down below, and that is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you try out this look, tag me on Instagram, and every product I use and all my other links will be down below in the description bar if you want to follow me everywhere, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye.